Welcome to the React AppBar tutorial. Using the Syncfusion React AppBar component, you can display information and actions. You can also use it for branding, adding screen titles, and navigation related to the current screen. In this video, I will show you how to add the Syncfusion React AppBar component to a React app. I will also show how to configure a few of its basic features, such as changing the color, size, and position. Before proceeding, make sure you have installed the latest versions of Node.js and React. I'll be using Visual Studio Code as my editor and showing the output in the Chrome browser. First, I open Visual Studio Code and create a new application using the npx create React app command. I name it my React app. Since I want to create the app with TypeScript, I add the template TypeScript. Next, I navigate to the newly created React app. To use the AppBar component, I type the npm install at Syncfusion/ej2 React Navigations --save command to install the package. Before using a Syncfusion component, registering a trial license key is mandatory. I open the index.tsx file and import the register license method from the Syncfusion ej2 base package. Using this method, I register the trial license key. For instructions on generating a trial key, refer to the link in this video's description. To add the AppBar component, I open the app.tsx file and remove the default code. I import the AppBar component from the Syncfusion ej2 React Navigations package. To access CSS styles, I need to import the necessary CSS references. So I import the necessary material themes in the app CSS file. Then I navigate to the app.tsx file and add the AppBar component tag. Next, save the changes and run the application using the npm start command. See, the AppBar at the top has no content. Next, let me show you how to design the AppBar with buttons and other controls. First, I must add the menu button. So I install the buttons package using the command npm install at Syncfusion/ej2 React buttons --save. I import the button component from the Syncfusion ej2 React buttons package and add the division element with the inline style as float left, which acts as a wrapper for the button and search box. Then I add the button component with the CSS class property and assign the inherit and item as names to set custom styles. To set a menu icon for the button component, I add the icon CSS property and set the class names icons and menu. Then I add a span tag with the class name item and set the content to Essential Studio for React to show a title in the AppBar. Next, to add a search box, I add the division tag as a wrapper element. Set 200 pixels as the inline style width and 5 pixels as the margin top. Then I add the class name item. I add a span tag with class names input group, control wrapper, and inherit. I add the input tag with the type text and the class names search input, input, and item. These built-in classes are used to align the search input element. I set the placeholder property to search. and padding inline style. I add the span tag to display the search icon, and the class names the icons in the search. These built-in classes will display the search icon in the input element. I also assign the built-in class the input group icon to align the search icon inside the input element. In the app CSS file, import the material theme references for inputs and buttons. Then set the margin and font weight CSS styles to align each item in the app bar, and set the menu button icon's font size to 16 pixels. See the menu button, title, and search input element added to the app bar. Next, to add a space between the app bar content, I add a span tag with a class name AppBar spacer. Then to show a separator, I add the span tag with a class name AppBar separator. Next, add the anchor tag with a class name item to create a hyperlink to the web page. Add the href property and assign the Syncfusion demo link. And add the content demos. In the same way, I add an anchor tag for the forum with the Syncfusion forum link and another for an upgrade. In the app CSS file, I add a few CSS styles, such as text decoration, color, and padding, to align the anchor tag. Finally, I add a button component with the content free trial and the CSS classes inherit and item. When this button is clicked, it should navigate to the Syncfusion trial page. So I add the onClick event and assign the callback method navigate to page. Then define this callback method. Add the window location hyperlink property and assign the free trial URL link. Now the app bar renders with the provided design. You will see the menu button and search box on the left side, and demos, forum, upgrade, and free trial buttons on the right. Spaces and separators divide the content. When I click the demos, it navigates to the Syncfusion demo page. I navigate back to the home page and click the free trial button to navigate to the Syncfusion trial page. Next, I will show you the built-in colors that can be applied to the app bar: light, dark, primary, and inherit. The default color mode is light. To change it to the primary color, I set the color mode property to primary. Looking here, the app bar renders with the primary color mode. Next, I will show you how to position the app bar. You can position it at the top or bottom. The default position is the top. To position it at the bottom of the content, I set the position property to bottom. Now the app bar is at the bottom of the page. Finally, I will show you the different sizes of the app bar. So far, I used a regular app bar, which is the default size. The other sizes are prominent and dense. To render a prominent app bar, I set the mode property to prominent, the CSS class property to prominent app bar, and change the position to top. Also, I add the class name prominent to the title. I comment out a few items in the app bar, as I plan to display only the menu icon, title, and free trial button. In the app CSS file, I define the prominent CSS class and add the background image, size, repeat, color, and height. Checking now, the size of the app bar is prominent. In this video, I have shown you how to add the Syncfusion React AppBar component to a React application and configure a few of its basic features. If you want to try out the example used in this video, download it from the GitHub link in the description below. I have also shared a link to learn about obtaining a free license key to use our React suite through our community license if you are eligible. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel.